Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mo Money, Mo Problems podcast, the podcast dedicated to the trials, triumphs, and insights of green industry business owners. I'm your host, Matt Foreman, and today we have with us Brian Taylor of Countryside Lawn Care out of Graceville, Florida. Brian, thank you so much for joining me today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. So, yeah, just a bit about like the podcast. We're just going to be talking about you, your journey, how you got to where you got to, and just kind of some of the intricacies about your business. So, tell us a little bit about what you and Countryside Lawn Care do.
Well, we mostly do lawn maintenance. That's kind of our that's most of what we do. We do irrigation installations, lots of repairs. We do landscaping, but for the most part, we are maintaining lawns.
Okay. I see it kind of frequently where there is kind of like a disconnect in what maintenance means for a lawn. So some will see it as just mowing, edging, just kind of like keeping it nice and manicured. Others will see it as the health and fertilization, weed control. Some see it as a combination of all of that. What camp do you subscribe to there?
So, I mean, our ideal customer is someone who lets us maintain their lawn year round. During the summer, we like to visit every week. During the winter, we like to be picking up their leaves and things like that. We want to take care of their shrubs, and we want to their beds. As far as turf, fertilization, and we don't quite do that yet, but we are looking to jump into that very soon. But most of what we're doing is taking care of somebody's grass for sure.
Gotcha. So how long have you guys been doing that? Actually, how long have you been doing that? And have you always been Countryside? Did you like kind of merge into that? What's the story there?
Sure. I mean, I got a weed eater for my birthday when I was 12,
Nice.
and my mom and dad let me push their push mower around the neighborhood and cut grass. Um, so I've always kind of fiddled with it. I got very serious with it when I went to college, so I could pay for college, and so we were Taylor's Lawn Care back then. And in 2000, we became Countryside Lawn Care, and so I really consider 2000 is when we officially started the business. So for
Wow.
25 years we've been
25 years.
we've
Congrats.
been in business. So
That's that's so funny about your parents getting you a weed whacker for your 12th birthday. We need to like I
man,
have a little daughter. I need to start planning on like, all right, what are the household chores that I'm going to figure out to make it a birthday or Christmas gift? Like
for
that's the
sure.
trick there because I'm sure you loved it.
I
And
was pumped. I was
yeah,
pumped.
I bet. That's fantastic. So you said it started as Taylor's Lawn Care. Obviously, that's your last name. Was it just you, or did you like have a crew with you? How did that go when it first started as Taylor's?
So when we were Taylor's Lawn Care, I had a couple friends that would help me out here and there. But I always kind of had an idea that I wanted to be something bigger than me. And so honestly, that's why I changed the name is I'm proud of my last name. Um, but I felt like it needed to be something that didn't include my last name. And because I just felt like the business was going to be bigger than me. And it is to that point. Um, so that's how we got Countryside Lawn Care.
Awesome. All right, great. Do so you serve Graceville, Florida, which is for people that don't know geography like me. I know a little bit about Florida. But you're North Panhandle, very close to the Alabama line. So you also service Alabama. Um, One, why? And two, what are like some of the struggles of going state lines, if any? I mean, I
Yeah.
know that there are several places that go across state lines. You obviously got to run into certain regulations and differences and stuff like
Sure.
that. I can't even imagine about the licenses if necessary. So yeah, tell us a little bit about the whole state line issue.
Yeah, so if you can imagine Panama City, that's where we actually started the business in Panama City. If you can imagine Panama City, you go north of Panama City to Graceville. Um, you go north for an hour to Graceville, and Graceville, it has about 2,000 people in this town. So it's a very rural town, very small town. It's a college town. It's where I came to college. Um, and so the town is very small. And so we have serviced other towns around us. Um, and Dothan, Alabama, is our next town in Alabama, and it is much larger. And so it was a natural progression for us to go to Dothan. And so we do have some challenges. There are some different laws in Florida. Um, it's a lot harder uh, to get a license to be able to treat turf, but we do carry a license to treat turf in Alabama. It's not quite as hard, and so we've had that license for several years. A couple other tax regulations that are a little different between the two states. But other than that, it's been a pretty easy transition for us. I mean, we're literally 5 minutes away from the Alabama state line, and
Uh,
and so that's a real common thing for people to drive to Dothan, drive into Alabama to work, or for folks from Alabama to come here to work as well.
mhm, gotcha. So why did you choose Dothan versus Panama City? Or do you also service Panama City?
Yeah, so when we first started, that's where we started, and I had a very good friend that worked with me, and he helped me from day one. He worked with us for 15 years, and I and so he was kind of running everything in Panama City. I was running things here in Graceville. Myself and a couple other guys were running things in Graceville. And at the time, I didn't feel like I could get my arms around everything. And so it was just a good time for me to kind of be a blessing to him since he had helped me. And so he bought everything in Panama City.
Okay,
And at the time, that worked out really, really good for us. And so um, I have found that I can't really grow. I can't exceed our leadership, and so at that time, I just felt like we didn't quite have the leadership we needed, and
mm,
so Danny bought that business from me, and so it allowed us to just kind of focus on this area, and so at this point, we haven't really tried to grow back down to Panama City. That's an hour away, and while I've still got a lot of connections there, I just haven't done that.
gotcha. Okay. So I know previously, and for people that are just kind of listening in, um, I know a bit about Brian and Countryside Lawn Care, and you guys, very successful company, and this is prior to digital marketing at all. Like you originally joined up with Lawn and Land Marketing, didn't have a website, didn't have a Google business profile, and we're still crushing it. Um, what were you doing? Like, how were you getting new clients? I know word of mouth is always like a thing, especially if you do good work, but were you doing anything else to generate those leads? I mean, you've been in business for 25 years. Like, you were doing
Mhm.
something. So, like, what were you doing so right?
So, I mean, the most marketing we've done is 25 years ago when we started Taylor's Lawn Care, basically, or Countryside Lawn Care. My wife and I would go out in the evenings and pass out flyers, and we'd ride around in the truck, and I'd bail out and run up there and put a flyer on somebody's door, and
Okay.
uh, and so that worked for us. That got us going. That got us busy. And outside of that, we have done no other marketing. I mean, I guess as you know, you could Google Countryside Lawn Care and not find it.
Oh, now
We
you can, but
now we can, but we tried a little Facebook page and piddled with it a little bit,
Mhm.
but really didn't do much. But uh, the, honestly, the way we've grown is the Lord has blessed us with some guys that are smarter than I am, and that have helped us grow this business, that have come on and worked with us, and it has been a blessing. But as far as marketing, we just hadn't done much of it, and so that's how you and I met, and I'm grateful for what you have done for our business. It has been a blessing to us.
yeah, and definitely a blessing that we got connected with you. I mean, I know me and my team are very fortunate to get to obviously work with you, but like watch what you guys are doing. So we love working with good people. So yeah, no, it's definitely a mutual appreciation there. So thank you for saying that though. So all right, so you obviously have now moved into kind of like the online realm.
Mm.
What differences have happened? Obviously, it hasn't been super long, so I mean, I'm sure it's not like, okay, well, yeah, we're an online based company now, because you're still getting your word of mouth. I mean, not everything is coming on in from online, but how have things changed? Just kind of like in that even short period. Like, have you noticed anything different in terms of like your business, how it operates, how people are picking up the phones, what people are calling in? And I know it's not all good. Like I know spam comes in, so that's probably a new thing that you're dealing with. So what's that experience been like? Good, bad, in between? Your thoughts? Like, definitely like I want to hear about that.
So honestly, I have learned from you just just how we should respond to customers, and because we have gotten a lot of phone calls, um, and so with that, we tried to be very responsive. It has been it's honestly been a challenge for me to keep up with the phone calls,
Mhm.
and nowadays, 20 years ago, when everybody had phones in their vehicles, it was different. You could return a phone call in a couple of hours,
Mhm.
but now people expect you to return a phone call in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning by watching you guys, honestly, at how responsive you guys have been to me, and so it's been a good lesson for me to try to be responsive to prospective customers. We want to be able to meet their needs. We want them to know that we answer the phone, and we want to give them good service.
Yeah.
And with being online, we are definitely getting more calls, um, and we have picked up some quality accounts, and it's been a good experience so far. Yeah, we've got some spam calls. You and I've talked about that, and that's a small price to pay. Um, I've been very happy with the response um, recently. I really
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, and the spam thing, it's just such an unfortunate byproduct that like that really like Google, Facebook, whoever, wherever these are coming from, I don't think they'll ever figure out. Just because like scammers and spammers are always going to find a new way to scam and spam. So it's just yeah, it's a new thing you got to be diligent on, unfortunately. Um I'm also like really interested in the fact that you went from word of mouth marketing. And the great thing about word of mouth marketing is like the people that are reaching out to you when they hear about you or are being referred to from a friend or family member, they're coming in already
Mhm.
kind of like pre-positioned to buy. Like, hey, I've never talked to you before, but I already trust you because so and so said I can. And so I'm sure the initial interactions with word of mouth people are probably great versus random strangers never heard you, have only seen you online, are probably a little bit more like timid, probably I don't want to say penny pitchers, but tire kickers for sure. Um, so how has that transition been? And maybe you don't see that, maybe you have, but like have there been kind of a difference in um maybe personality of people that are coming in from web results versus like the person pre-positioned to buy from a word of mouth referral?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's that much difference. I
Oh,
would
good.
say that people are sort of impressed that you answer the phone even, and so
The small
that
things.
goes a long way.
Yeah.
That goes a long way. And also we kind of try to pre-qualify. I I really want to know if you're interested in a regular service, year-round service. If you're interested, if you're okay with signing an agreement. We don't necessarily do a contract, but if you're wanting a one-time cut or something like that, we're not really interested in it. Um, a lot of times, if somebody calls for landscaping, they say this. They say, "Hey, I've called so many people, and they're already booked out. Yeah, can you help me out?" And so um, if we can say yes, if we can help them out, people seem to be very responsive to that.
Hmm. So does that mean you like respond to like one-time mows?
Uh, n- Not right now.
Yeah,
In the winter, somebody calls or something like that, but we just can't right now.
sure.
We're
Yeah,
just we're just kind of covered up right now.
yeah, and I get that. I mean, the one-time mows are um at scale. I mean, one, it's just it pulls you out of like a normal flow of operations, especially if you have
Mhm.
routes that you got to be pulling off. Um, yeah, I'd be interested because I mean, we hear it all the time. It's like, yes, do not get us any one-time mo jobs. And I
Yeah.
get it. I wonder though if there's like an upsell opportunity there, or if those people are just no, I just want it mowed whenever I want it mowed. So,
Yeah.
um, I guess that would be an interesting one to kind of like learn a little bit better on. But yeah, I mean, those are calls, unfortunately, and those are the people that have like the super overgrown lawns, haven't maintained it
Mhm.
in months, and can you come out one time? And yeah, that would just be a nightmare. So,
That person when they call you, they're desperate. I mean,
yeah,
they need some help. And and like you say, if you can upsell, if you can say, hey, look, at least let me come look at it,
yeah,
and let me give you a price, and it might be less than what you're thinking. And
yeah,
sometimes you can get that person to be a regular customer,
for sure.
and sometimes you can't. So
Right. And I mean, it is good to like build a reputation too. And I know it's like I'm not telling people to go out and do the one-time mows. I'm not saying that by any means, but I mean, if you think about the relationship, the kind of the community involvement, and also, I mean, if your trucks and trailer apps are wrapped, people are still going to see you're going to a new location. You're if like
mhm.
let's say there's an eyesore of a yard, and the whole neighborhood's always seen this, they hate it, and finally Countryside Lawn Care comes out and takes care of it. Like that's gonna build some good reputation, not just with the homeowner, but like with the neighborhood. And maybe even like incentivize, like, hey, we'll do this for you, but we got to put a yard sign up for you. We want to promote
Mhm.
ourselves, like, and I'm sure that that person will be like, yes, whatever, that works perfect. So I'm sure there are some
Right.
opportunities there. Again, I get the kind of the logistics might not always work out, but it could be. It's just an interesting thing. There's always opportunity somewhere. Um, so all right, you run Countryside Lawn Care. What do you do nowadays versus like I'm obviously like before you were building the company up, I'm sure that you were working far more than 8 hours a day, and like it's not easy to start a business up. Where do you find yourself now in the company?
Mhm. I, so I find myself in a crew a lot. I,
Okay.
a lot of times when I answer the phone, I'm shutting off a mower so I can answer the phone.
Interesting.
But my role with a business, I'm not cutting grass all the time every day, but I do find myself doing that quite a bit. Um, but my role really is um, dealing with employees quite a bit. Uh, I do talk with customers quite a bit, but mostly I'm dealing with employees. So we have we have 18 employees right now, and I feel like um, that takes up a lot of my time. And I have two other guys that I would say I would call them managers. Andy manages Graceville, and Terrence manages Dothan, our location in Dothan. And I mean, those guys are so smart. And if they didn't work for Countryside Lawn Care, uh, they could, they could be uh, uh, really good at so many other things. They're really sharp guys. And so they free me up a lot. I mean, they free me up a whole lot. I've got a 20-year-old son that works with us. He's 21, and he's just a hardworking young man, and does a great job. And my 16-year-old son works with us, and so it's a blessing for me to be able to work with my boys.
Yeah.
And so that's something about the job that I really enjoy. And so I find myself spending a lot of time with the employees. I do.
Awesome. Well, I hope you got your son's weed whackers for their early birthdays to follow in the footsteps.
Man, those guys have been doing it for a long time. They really have.
Yeah.
So,
That's great though. So when like that's really interesting that so like do you have your sons like working together like in pairs or do they go off and like work in separate crews? Like how's that work for them?
my older son, he works up in Dothan. He leaves in the morning. I hardly see him.
Oh well.
And so he runs a crew there in Dothan, and uh, I work with my 16-year-old son Carson. I work with him a lot, but he's cutting some apartments by himself right now, so he doesn't need me. He's got it under control. So,
Gotcha. So I know one of the common problems in the industry, and I hate that I have to call this a problem, but it really is, especially for like larger established companies. But hey, this is capitalism, is companies like yours having to compete with any kid with a truck and a lawnmower nowadays.
mhm,
Um,
mhm.
do you ever run into that being an issue?
Um, we're probably not competing with them, honestly. Yeah, I mean, occasionally. Um, we'll lose a lawn to a guy who's just starting out who maybe can beat us in price.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't find we're competing with that guy a lot. Um,
Sure.
um, honestly.
Is it because of your ability to kind of stretch your like service area a little bit more than just kind of like the average guy?
Um, I mean, I like to think it's the service that we offer. I mean, we just really, really want to be uh, the guys who can just take care of a person's yard. Is kind of plug and play for them. All they have to do is write a check or swipe their card,
Super
and
reliable.
don't really have to worry about anything. And so we're there. You can count on us. We're like clockwork, and we keep backups to our equipment. If something breaks down, we're not going to be out of the game. I mean, we just really try to be super dependable. And so, I mean, we've got customers. We have, I, I mean, there have been customers that have cut their yards for 25 years, and
That's awesome.
um, uh, I feel like they're going to hang with us, you know.
Yeah,
While we are picking up new customers, we want them to be with us for 25 years, and
for sure.
we want them to not look anywhere else, and we want to give them that kind of service. And so we feel like maybe our service sets us apart
That's
from that
amazing.
new guy. And
So how do you manage like all of the accounts, making sure you're staying reliable, making sure like you're keeping like tight route density? Like, what are you using? Any software services, pen and paper? How's that go?
yeah, uh, so Terrence, for example, in Dothan, Terrence has been with us. I would say almost 20 years. He took some time off to uh, for active duty in the Army, and he is just a great organizer. I mean, he just um, he so we use Crew Control for our software, for our routing software, and our billing software. And so we just started that a couple years ago, and that has been tremendous for us. We went from sending out 7 or 8 crews with pad and paper uh, to to being able to dispatch over the guys' phones and things like that. And so that's helped us. So Andy and Terrence both do our scheduling, and they do a phenomenal job. And so the way they keep up with everybody um, is pretty amazing. But the crew control has been very important to us. It's helped us a lot. It really has.
That's great. Um, so yeah, I mean, so getting crew control, getting really any sort of like CRM and like route management tool, obviously like as you grow, I'm sure it becomes more and more necessary so you're not dropping the ball because I mean, you drop the ball, it's a big reputation hit, let alone you'll probably lose that customer. Um, have there like and now I'm just kind of thinking towards the people that are either A, considering getting into this space, or B, are in the space and are just struggling. Was there any, and you can think obviously like recent or even back 25 plus years, like, is there any big, like, I don't know, barrier that you ran into that was kind of like frustrating to overcome?
Yes, there have been several barriers. Um, so payroll was a big deal for us.
Mm,
How to get everything legal. And Andy, who's been with us for over 20 years, Andy came on and he was like, "Hey man, let me take care of that."
nice.
And so from day one, he has just taken care of our payroll and gotten us all squared away with QuickBooks. Um, uh, Another barrier is, we're just like everybody else. We have 12 to 14 really solid guys that work with us. I mean, guys that have been with us for years. And then we just kind of have a rotation of guys that we just have to keep hiring.
Hmm.
And so finding the right people has been a barrier. But when we have found the right people, they've been a blessing to us. When we found the right people, man, that has accelerated our growth. It's all about the people. It's all about the right
Oh
guys
yeah.
in the right place. 100% for us. It has been uh, uh, just having the right people. Um, so that's been a barrier. I mean, we were in it when 2008, when the housing market uh, fell out in 2008, and man, we went through that, and nobody wanted to spend any money, and in 2008 we landed our biggest account back then. We started cutting the college that I graduated from,
All
and
right.
so that was really cool. But I mean, we've had all kinds of barriers, and uh, they come they come regular. You know what I mean? I mean, challenges come regular, and uh, and so um, we trust in the Lord. We really do. We trust in the Lord and look to Him, and He has been faithful. He has been faithful to help us.
Love it. Um, yeah, so even speaking to the whole payroll thing. So you sent me a text message. I want to say it was either January, February. You sent me a picture of your truck's covered in snow. And that is a pretty unusual thing in Florida. So I was shocked because I mean I've lived in Florida my entire life. And I've never seen snow here. I've never seen pictures of snow in Florida, at least with proof. People can say there was, but you are proof that there was snow in Florida. So um it brings me to like my question about that payroll. How do you maintain a payroll when the grass isn't growing?
Yeah. So our goal is when we hire somebody, we will pay them through the winter. If they work with us through the winter, we will pay them because we know their bills keep coming during the winter.
Hmm.
And so we just save up. And so really, um, why it's important for us to pre-qualify a customer. Hey, do you want to be a year-round customer? Do you want to pay monthly for service? That is the only way that we're able to pay a guy when it snows in Florida.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, so for a solid week we were shut down. It was kind of interesting. For a solid week we were shut down, and we paid the guys for that week, and January and February are very slow for us. I
Hmm.
mean, after everybody spends their money around Christmas, nobody wants to spend money.
Right.
And so January and February are slow for us, but because we try to get everybody on a year-round payment plan agreement, it's what makes it happen for us. It's very important for us
Yeah.
because we never have snow in Florida, and we don't have the snow plowing or anything like that, and
Right.
so that is a challenge for us. We're kind of in a weird spot where South Florida, there's probably more work to do in South Florida, but being in the Panhandle and really in Alabama, things do get slow. I mean, we still have stuff to do, but we're not hustling. We don't have the workload that we like, and so that 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 year-round customer makes it happen for us.
So does that mean you will only sign up customers if they like agree to a 1 year plan?
It does not.
Okay.
Um,
It's just like a verbal
we
commitment. How's
we
that
we
usually work?
So, I mean, we have people that we cut by the cut, and I will tell them, hey, we want to cut your yard weekly or every other week, and we would like to be there once or twice during the winter, and most people are okay with that, um, and so they just pay by the cut. But for the most part, we really want somebody
Hmm.
to have a monthly payment that's the same year
Yeah.
round, and so we'll do the math on that, and that's really what we prefer. But some people are a little skittish of that. They don't want to do that, and so um, maybe in the future we will only service customers in that way. I hope,
Hmm.
but for the time being, we do have some people that are by the cut.
Yeah. Yeah, and hey, I get it. Lawn and land marketing is pretty seasonal too, in that
Yeah.
like I can't force people to search for your services in the winter.
Yeah.
So I mean, marketing is an amplifier of what's there. And so yeah, if
Mhm.
nobody's searching, if there's snow on the ground, people are, I promise you, we're not searching lawn mowing today.
That's right.
So
That's
it's gonna
right.
be it's always a tough thing. And so yeah, I mean, I in that same vein that like, look, we're here to service your marketing year round. Um,
Mhm.
I get it. Like you're paying for the same amount in March where you're really going crazy
Mhm.
versus the same amount in November. Um, but it's a and we never hold anybody like to a contract. Like sure, we get a commitment that hey, we're going to be working together at least for a year because we want to be able to compare the same months. Like we would like to compare March of this year versus March of last year rather than March versus November. So that's kind of like the reason why we want to kind of prove everything, but also marketing's momentum. So there's a lot of trust. And I would say the thing that's probably even more important than trust, though trust is very, very important, is showing the commitment. And so that seems like something that you are obviously great at, is showing your commitment to the customers that you service, even during like the slow times, and not even just your customers, but your employees too. Um, yeah, I hear it all the time. I mean, holding good employees is tough. And for the fact that you have people for 25 plus years, I mean, even 5 years is kind of crazy nowadays because people will just like look for an extra 25 cents an hour. Sometimes it's that easy. And it's yeah, I mean, maintaining a great quality crew and great quality accounts. I mean, that really comes down to testament of your company, your character, especially in a world where it is a race to the bottom, like in terms of pricing.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
For sure. For sure.
uh, um, so if somebody were to be starting out, and you're not allowed to say don't, what would be like one of the first things that somebody that's just like, you know what, I want to move into the lawn care space, I'm not loaded with cash, and it's just me right now, like what would be some of those, like obviously you started out by yourself. Did you eventually get a partner? Did you like how what would you say nowadays? Obviously probably a little bit different landscape than 25 years ago, but like if you would do it all over again and you don't have countryside lawn care, what would you do?
So, I mean, anybody that was thinking about doing it, I would say do it. It's been a great business for us. It has been a wonderful business for us. And gosh, if I were to do it all over again, um, I don't know if I'd change a lot, honestly.
Love it.
I mean, if I could recommend something to somebody who jumps in, um, I know that social media, it's kind of crazy. Uh, the amount of attention that lawn care gets on social media. And so you see these fancy trailers and fancy trucks and all these things. And um, I would say just don't get in debt. Don't take on a lot of debt. You don't have to
Mm,
have these new mowers. You don't have to have new trucks. Um, buy with cash, and and just work your way into it. And I mean, there have been times when I financed some things here and there. But I listen to Dave Ramsey a lot. I don't know if you listen to Dave Ramsey any, but
I do.
um,
Yep.
uh, I you know,
The good
the
and the
past few
bad.
years,
Yeah. I
yeah,
he's
yeah.
love that guy.
Um, I, the past few years, I've just I listen to a lot of podcasts, and so he's one of them I listen to. But I've listened to him for years, and so that's something we try to do with our business, is not to get over our heads with debt.
Mhm.
And we have wanted to play the long game. We wanted to be in the business for a long time, and so it's not about having flashy trucks. We don't have any of those around here. We have a bunch of trucks that are paid for and that we paid cash for. And so that doesn't mean they're super fancy, but they're clean and they're recognizable, and they're at that person's yard every week, and we're dependable. And so just do what you say you're going to do, and do a good job, and you get better at it the more you do it, and you figure out how um, to take care of a customer, and figure out what they're really looking for, and uh, it's a great business. It's a great business. It's a great industry to be in. Um, it is not easy, but it's been really good for us.
Not easy, but it's worth it.
Yes.
So what is next? I know this is a very broad question, but like what's next for Countryside Lawn Care? Like what's the next like if big thing, or like where do we want to go? Or maybe we're like content where we're at.
Uh, so man, that's a question that we've been wrestling with a lot.
I know you
So
mentioned the fertilization and treatments.
that's right. So I'm 47, and Terrence and Andy both are 47, and so we're getting older, and those guys work very hard every day, um, and uh, and so we're looking for ways for everybody to be able to grow in our business, and so we're looking for opportunities to maybe get those guys out of the field in the future, and we know that's going to take that's going to require our business to grow, and we've got some guys that are eager to work, and they're hungry, and so it's a fun time at Countryside Lawn Care. And so honestly, that is why we called you guys, because we want to accelerate our growth. We really, really want to put the pedal down, and provide other opportunities for guys who work with us. And so
Mhm.
with that, in Dothan, we're in the Alabama area. We're looking to start a fertilization program, and be able to take care of our customers that way. And we're really wanting to grow our landscaping. We landscaping is has been more profitable for us than cutting grass. While cutting grass is bread and butter for us, it's what we're good at.
Mhm.
We really want to increase the amount of landscaping we're doing, and so those are the two areas we're really looking to expand. Um, and I think we got the right team for it. It's a very fun time right now.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds exciting. And there's so much um available. So like, and I love to see where you guys are going. Yeah, I mean, it like even from meeting you and like learning about Countryside, like where it started at. Again, to your point, when we tried to do our research on you and quite literally just Googled you and we couldn't find you, we're like, oh man, what's going on here? And to find out like how well established you are, maybe not on the internet, but like as a company, like I loved it, and it's super inspirational. I mean, I think this is kind of like really the standard in how you should be running this company, because like not only are you successful from a company standpoint, successful in maintaining employees and having mouths to feed and actually providing for them, but doing it in a way that is like exciting and like, man, I can't wait for like what's next sort of thing. And like
Yeah.
you're doing it all right. I love it. And there's one point, and maybe maybe we don't have to dive too far into this, but um you mentioned you want to get more into the landscaping side of things. And I want to hear your
Mhm.
thoughts on this, because obviously I have some opinion on it, but do you think that your name, Countryside Lawn Care, ever like kind of slows down the ability to land landscaping contracts?
I think that's possible. I think that's possible. Uh, 25 years ago when I named it Countryside Lawn Care, um, and really I don't have a good reason why I called it Countryside Lawn Care. um, but that is possible. Uh, you know, it could be Countryside Lawn and Landscape or something of that nature. Um, that might represent us better. But yeah, I mean that could be a barrier for us.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I mean, I see it from other green industry businesses all around the nation. I mean, and yeah, to your point, the lawn and landscape thing is, it seems like it's the next obvious progression when you start adding in like an entire different like division beyond just lawn care. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing. Again, it just kind of like adds on to the excitement, because by no means are you at capacity of like what's ahead for Countryside Lawn Care. So I'm super excited. I'm excited and very blessed to be even just a small part of your journey. So thank you again for doing that. And yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this. So Brian, I want to again thank you so much for your time sharing your knowledge, your wisdom, your experiences, just talking to me. It's always great to talk to you. So I do appreciate that very much. And so for anybody that wants to learn more about Brian and Countryside Lawn Care, you can check out their website. It's mycountryside.lawn.com. They have a website, they have a Facebook page,
That's
and
right.
you can find them. You can Google them and they will show up. And yeah, so check them out because they're doing great stuff. And I know obviously this is going out to people all over the nation. So maybe not specifically in Graceville or in Dothan, but they are an exemplary company that you should definitely check out as one to emulate. So I definitely encourage you to look into them a little bit more, see what they're doing, because they're doing so many things right. Brian, thank you again for your time. It's a pleasure talking to you, and I'm looking forward to the next time you and I connect.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate you having me.
All right.